Hello everyone, and welcome to another speed build. Today, I am building a apartment complex. I have been debating for a long time, pretty much since For Rent came out, about how I wanted to build on this lot. I knew I wanted an apartment. I just wasn't sure how I wanted to build it. So I've actually decided to do like 3 different builds. This is the first of them. This is a more modern apartment, but my hope with it, I haven't separated it out into apartments yet, is that they'll be not cheap, but on the less expensive side. So this is in Del Sol Valley. And my thought process is this is, somebody built this cheap, modern apartment because, in the real world, that's exactly what's happened. And maybe there's some nicer ones, and then there are some that are not quite as nice. So these have a range. At least that's what I'm hoping I ended up with. And so you'll see I use different counters, different things in them so that they have different budgets in mind. And I think I pulled it off fairly well. I did also add in, some of the fun For Rent stuff, so you can do that to gameplay if you would like. But yeah, I think this is going to be a fun build to play in. I really did try, to put in studio apartments. However, I didn't really think about how big I made this building. So they are at least 1 bedroom. I think there's 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom. I don't think I have a 3 bedroom in here, but I might. I moved on from this build already, so I can't remember exactly how many bedrooms I ended up throwing into a couple of these, but I'm pretty sure it's just 1 and 2 bedrooms. And you can see here, I kind of struggled a bit with how to actually lay these out. And that is because I don't usually plan my builds ahead of time. I just sit down and build. That's just how I work. That has to do with my previous job of being a custom home designer, where we just kind of, did our thing. I mean, even just sitting down with a sketch with a client, that's coming right out of my head type deal. So I just skipped the sketch part. Yeah. Because it's easy to delete and redo in The Sims, at least for me. So you can see here, I keep moving things, playing around with things, and I'm designing both apartments at the same time, at least layout-wise, for each floor. So you can see where I'm kind of looking at it like, okay, this is going to be here, this room's going to be part of this apartment. That's kind of what's going on there. And I think it worked out pretty well. I really liked the layouts for these. They were challenging to do, challenging to decorate, and it made for a really fun build. I guess I should also warn you, in case you didn't look at how long this video is, it is between 45 and 50 minutes. So, sorry, I forgot to tell you, grab some popcorn, tea, pop, drink of choice. But hopefully you've done that already. So, I did try to again, keep this apartment not too expensive. So I started playing with windows and realized, I got to keep the cost down. Plus, I didn't love the look of those. As I said, my goal with this was to create cheap, modern apartments that are, everywhere now. And for those who don't know, the reason they are designed that way is because it is very cheap to build a box that has no decoration on it. It is the cheapest way to build. And this is how all income-based and any type of discounted apartments should be built, because it is the cheapest way to do it. So at least that's my opinion, and a few other people I have talked to's opinion. It would help keep costs down, and that's part of the reason you are seeing that so much. The only kind of upside to it is that a lot of people like the modern look, and so they can do it for more expensive apartments as well, which kind of causes some issues because, you just don't know if the apartment is cheap or not when looking at them. But maybe we'll get to the point where construction companies start building pretty homes again and pretty apartments, and then you'll have an idea of what's cheaper by looking at it. But anyway, rant over. Yeah, it's only, 6-7 minutes into the video and I'm already rambling on about outside stuff. But it is a long video, so I guess I'll give you a quick update as well about my settling into my apartment. I have pretty much unpacked everything that I will be using for the foreseeable future. So that's nice. I have cluttered up one of my desks. Yes, one of them. I have two now. With a whole bunch of stuff I need to shred / organize / get rid of / do something with. But yeah, I'm settling in pretty well. I like where I'm at. I don't want to say it's noisier than where I was before. However, there are more people out and about here than I dealt with because I'm not facing woods. In this apartment, I'm actually facing one of the apartment pools. So, that can get a little loud if I have my windows open. But in general, I'm not near an expressway anymore, so it's a lot quieter when you look at it that way. Cats are happy. I'm staring at Pumpkin, my orange one. He's just sleeping. He's been in the window most of the day because it's actually pretty nice here in Nashville. That's going to change starting tomorrow. Temperature's going to go up and we're finally going to hit those 90 degrees and humidity. And yeah, I'm not planning on going anywhere until Saturday. I might try to go out tomorrow morning and take a quick walk, but we'll see what that humidity is, because when it gets up there, it's like walking into a wall of wet if you don't live in the South. If you live in the South, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's get back to the build. I just realized I talked a little longer than planned. So you can see I did add a laundry area into this build. I wanted it as a definite separate room. So if you don't have the laundry pack, you can easily turn that into something else, or just, I would make it maybe like a cool little covered patio or game room or something. That would be kind of cool. But I really, as I said, I wanted to keep this somewhat cheap, but with some decent amenities. So if you're actually going to use it as a landlord, you have some stuff there. So yeah, now onto this kitchen. Oh, I struggled with this kitchen. I really wanted it to be an eat-in kitchen. So it'd have, the seating at the at the counter. But yeah, it wasn't working with me at all. And you can see, I'm just sitting here playing with it. I really debated about cutting all of this out, but decided not to. I wanted to share it with you guys. And I struggled, but eventually I gave in, said, I'm just going to have to go with it. But I tried quite a few different things first. But, I like how it turned out. I think what I ended up with is better use of the space in a way. But as I said, I wanted, when I did these layouts, to make it a challenging build because, one, I have more time now that I'm only doing one video a week. So I want to, spend a little more time on these builds than I have been able to in the past. I also just needed a challenge. I'll be honest, it's been difficult being inspired lately. And it's just, once you build for so long with The Sims, you're kind of sitting here going, okay, I've used everything. I feel like I've done a bunch of stuff that, it's like, what can I do that's different? So, challenging layouts is one of those things. Now, that being said, next week's video is going to be my first custom content video. So I am excited for that one. I originally started it with the intention of making it a regular build, but I'm actually building that one for myself, for my own gameplay, and I use custom content. So, if I use my builds, some of them I keep, with just the base game stuff. But usually I'll add in some custom content, decorations, or something like that. But this time I'm going to use a lot more custom content in this. And for anybody who might be panicking, because you're like, but what if I like the general build? It's a farmhouse with a back studio area or workshop area. I'm going to be uploading a shell with the room layout done, but nothing in it. So don't worry. I've already got it ready to go, okay? I'll get that up on the gallery probably Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. I try not to put my builds up too early, just because, but half the time I forget to do it the morning that the video posts, so yeah. And I am doing overtime now at work, so bear with me, okay? Bear with me. All right, so anyway, let's get back to this build now. As you can see, very minimal, furnishings. I do put some artwork and stuff in the living room. I go back to that. The bedroom, I really wanted very Zen feel to it. So that's what I did in the master bedroom. And then this one, I decided to put in a couple of walls. And so they just have a few things in this room as well. I did not put a playground in this build because where it's located does have a playground right there. Of course, if you put this on a different lot, that's a whole different story. But there's plenty of room to put, hopscotch and some of that, in. So there's some options there. I didn't add that in. I intended to. So I may, after recording this, jump in and add the hopscotch into the driveway. I don't know why I forgot to do it, but I did. Because there's a couple of kids' rooms in here. So Oh, well, they have a pool, right? That works. No, I'll try to remember to get that in before I upload it. So, who I pictured in this room were possibly two tween girls. So you'll see that I kind of decorated it for that, that stage. So you still have that little bit of a childhood going on, but there's also, makeup and some of that other stuff that's sitting there. Of course, we don't have that life stage, but I'm going to pretend, okay? I mean, that's what The Sims is all about, right? Pretending and creating your own story. So that's my story. So, did some pink. I'm just going to say they like pink. They're both, very girly girls, but, nothing wrong with that. I'm going to picture them, though, as they're the girly girls, but you don't mess with them, okay? All right. So also, I went through and did all the bathrooms. You may recognize this bathroom. I've used it a few times. For apartment builds especially, I'm going to start kind of building bathrooms and then reusing them, mostly because it makes my life a little easier. And bathrooms are bathrooms. Now, if I'm doing like a luxury apartment, different story. But something like this, that bathroom setup worked perfectly. I already had it saved as a room. So most of the bathrooms are done with those. Actually, I think all of them are done with those fixtures and similar layout. There may be one or two that is a different style. So, all right. So you can see I'm kind of playing around with what to do with this wall because it's just a long, blank wall. There's nothing on it. So I was like, I need a bookshelf. And I'm like, oh, well, let's put it over here by the TV. And I'm just sitting here going, okay, maybe not. And so I moved it. And I do like it better where it's at. So that's sitting there. And then there's this area of the wall. I struggled, guys. I struggled so much trying to figure out what the heck to do with this because I couldn't put anything really big there. So I decided on this kind of, side table. Bear with me. I'm recording this after work. And I've been working for, 12 hours as I put in some time recording the new video this morning. But I put in that credenza. There's the word I'm looking for. And the mirror above it. I thought that looked kind of cool. And then just added in a little bit more decor. And then put a table. We're going to say the mom likes, gardening. So she has a little garden area out there. I believe I did put grills on every patio. So each apartment will have a grill. So that's kind of nice, considering, most apartments don't allow you to have your own grill. They have some for you. At least mine does. And the ones I've worked at before, not that I've ever used them. I thought about using it in this apartment because it's not far from my apartment at all. However, each time I've kind of gone to check it out, there's been trash left. So maybe not. All right. So here, played around with this kitchen. When I was on my apartment search, saw an apartment that had the kitchen right in the door and pretty much this layout. And I thought it was kind of interesting. And so I used it here. They had a laundry room in the apartment that was, when you walk through the kitchen, that was there. But I didn't want to do that. So it's just a blank wall. Here you can see me trying to put this cabinet in. I gave up. I was like, no, never mind. We'll do something different here. And just, play around with it, see what I can do. I think it worked out all right. And this is again me trying to do cheapy kitchens. So I thought, you know what, this is going to be, a cheap, starter apartment with really nice bathroom. Okay. So the cabinets are a little weird. That's the vibe I went for. Okay. It overhangs that bottom counter, and they don't know why, but I do. They used what was left over from the other kitchens they've done. That's what I'm going for. So anyway, adding in a few things here. Put that bookshelf in the corner, but that one does move eventually. I decided that, again, I have this long wall that didn't have a whole lot on it, and the bookshelf made a little more sense over there, and you'll see what I do later. So, again, going kind of cheaper here, used Eco Lifestyle sofa, and did give them a nice big TV, though, so we'll go that route. And I'm going to go with one of the Sims here loves eco stuff, and maybe they do fabrication or something like that. So I decorated the living room with what I'm going to say is a lot of the stuff they've built. And same thing with the bedroom, kind of has a vibe with that as well. So I think it turned out pretty cool. So you can see here me attempting to fill this wall. It took a few tries. And this is where I kind of was like, maybe a desk. Maybe I can put a desk here. And then I realized it looks ridiculous there in the middle of the room. So I move it over and put a bookshelf in, and I think that worked out a lot better. So even added a dartboard and just kind of went from there. So I did design this with, two guys in mind. However, color-wise, it works for either. But yeah, I think this worked out really well. This is supposed to be one of the cheaper apartments. So I think it's cool. I think it's a fun apartment, very basic. Again, I tried not to go too crazy with the decor in any of these because they're supposed to be more inexpensive. That being said, that was difficult. I kept putting up artwork that was more expensive. So you could see me put stuff up, take it down. Put stuff up, take it down. And I'm like, no, I can't use that. But yeah, as I said, I have no idea what the final cost is on these apartments, but I tried. Okay. Well, so here is the eco lifestyle type room that I went with. I mean, there was a futon. I didn't go too hard into debug, but I did add some eco lifestyle stuff. So that was kind of my thing with that. And I think they turned out, as I said, pretty cool. I'm happy with these. Oh, the eco guy is also very like a planner. Okay, that's part of the whole, he plans out his projects. So he has a calendar board in his room that was very specific to him. So, right. So also I kind of struggled with what to put here and how to do this. And I realized here that they are the only ones who didn't have a covered patio. So I brought it over a little bit. They have a little bit of an open space, but they have a game table out there under their covered area now. All right, so finished up that first floor and decided to do some landscaping. I didn't have a whole lot of time that morning to finish up another little bit. So I just kind of did a few things that were easy to do. So that's why we jumped a little bit here. You'll see me do that again later on as well. Where it was, I had 20 minutes until I had to work, but I still wanted to build. That's where the problem comes, because I'm like, but I'm not done yet. I still want to play. So that's kind of what's going on here. I really like how this outside turned out too. Didn't expect it to come together as quickly as it did. As I said, I had about 20 minutes to do all this. Now I do come back later on and finish some of the pool area after, the next day. But quite a bit of this side lot is what I did, in about 20 minutes. So I think it turned out really cute. I put in this, chess table just for some extra stuff. Got a little bit of landscaping in. And just kind of played around with a few things. So you can see just adding in some stuff. I did use stuff from the new pool pack. And I've just blanked on the name because I'm tired. But if you don't have it, you should still be able to download this. The game will replace it with what you do have. So, not a big deal. Desert Lux would look really good by the pool here. So, alright, so just, so you guys know, it's the next day now. I'm decorating again. So, but anyway, fun fact. But yeah, I decided I wanted tables out here. I also put in some umbrellas, you can see. I think I ended up pausing there because my fluffy orange cat really wanted some attention. Yeah, this guy right here, he's attention starved. And he thinks that I am here to serve him. So he likes to bother me, and then I forget to unpause my recording thing so I can show you what I'm doing. But I figured I just added in some umbrellas, and that was really about it. So maybe some bushes. There might have been some bushes added in as well. So anyway, on to this kitchen. I wanted to do industrial. This person likes industrial. And they went through and decorated their kitchen industrial. So picture that wall not as a brick wall, but like fake brick. So they did that and really just kind of made their apartment look, more like they would like. You can see I thought about doing seating at the counter. It just wouldn't fit. But I like how it turned out. Again, this was one that originally I was thinking would be a studio apartment, but I had enough room to put in a bedroom, so I did. That's part of the reason, though, that it's, kind of smaller is, I wasn't planning on having it be very big. It's okay, though. It really is. So, the one downside to that is your table is pretty much in your entryway, but, that's apartment living, right? I mean, currently, my desk setup is in my dining room. It's the first thing you see when you open the door. Just because it stands out. Okay, my sofa is in front of it, sort of. But, yeah, it's a fun setup, but you do what you have to do. And I work from home along with, doing the YouTube, and yeah. And I can't believe I just said doing the YouTube. Okay. Don't mind me. I'm ready for a nap. Okay. I also didn't sleep very well last night. I had a orange flu that kept waking me up. So, yeah. Yeah. He's lucky he's cute. So, anyway, I really love this bed. I'm sorry if you don't have this industrial loft kit, because I used it quite a bit in this one. But I love this bed. I don't use that kit enough. I'd like to use it more. So I might do like a fun factory type build at some point, and use that a little bit more. So I also became very obsessed with this Eco Lifestyle rug. I think that one's Eco Lifestyle. I think I used it in the other build. I might be wrong, but I thought that's what that was. Not 100% sure. So the other thing with this guy is, he's got a nice big patio. So he's got a couple of chairs out here, a grill, and then I decided he works out, so he's going to have a punching bag. And yes, it's out on his patio. That just is what it is. It's fine. So here, I had a lot of fun doing this apartment. Again, a little bit different setup than what I've done in the past to an extent. It is your typical galley kitchen layout, but, I added in the half wall to make this area feel a little more open. And then you have the dining room here that, is right next to it. I think it just makes it feel cozier. But I will say, I struggled a little bit once I got to the living room, and you'll see why eventually. I couldn't figure out how to use that space, because I almost thought about putting in a third bedroom. That's probably why I couldn't remember. Did I put in a third bedroom here or not? I didn't, but I did make a nice living area. Now, this is an apartment that has, I pictured a single mom with a son. So I'm going cozy vibes, and I think I pulled that off pretty well. This apartment also has a cat, and it's the son's cat. And I'm going with the story of the son begged and begged and begged to have this cat that just showed up. Because we all know how that works. Your cats adopt you, right? Okay, mine didn't. I went and picked them up and got them from somebody. Yeah, neither one of them had a choice. I was actually, it was the lady's children who chose my cats for me. I just knew I wanted an orange one, and I really wanted a black one, but they didn't have any black ones. They had a really pretty tortie, though. And the kids told me these two were their favorite of what I was kind of looking for. So I took them. It was a friend of a friend, so, I wanted the kids to kind of feel like, okay, this is somebody that somebody we knows, and she'll take good care of them. So, but yeah, that all turned out pretty well. So here, cluttering up this kitchen because why not? And I realized at this point I didn't put dishwashers in a good amount of these. So some have dishwashers and some don't. One up on the top floor was on purpose. It does not have a dishwasher because I meant to do it. However, the rest of them just ended up that way. So, we're going with cheap. The ones who pay a little more get the nice stuff. It's realistic, right? Sometimes you have to pay a little more because you can't find anything else either. It's kind of what happened to me. The place I'm in is set up that way, where they have different levels of apartment. And I am in one of their nicer ones, which still isn't, I'm not in anything modern looking or anything like that. It's still not bad, but it is more updated than the other ones. And, so I pay a little more for it. But it was kind of what I could get. I tried to get one of the cheaper ones. I really did, because it isn't that big of a deal to me. But they went quick. When they came up, they were gone. So I missed out. But I made these pretty nice. I mean, I don't think these are too bad. I mean, I'm going with this was a new build, okay? These are the first people to ever live in these apartments. They're not, used apartments, for lack of a better term. Used apartments. I'm going to start referring to, non-brand new build apartments as used apartments, okay? All right, so Mom is a photographer. And because this apartment was so big, I thought, you know what? She has a studio in her bedroom. Okay? So I put all that in. Again, I apologize if you don't have the photography pack. This stuff just won't show up for you, but there's space. You could put something else there. It would be a really cool, art studio. It'd also be a fun, maybe they're a candle maker. That's actually something I'm looking at doing in my game that I'm doing the farmhouse build for. I might make her a candle maker, and of course they sell their homemade stuff at their stores. Kind of what I'm thinking. But that's where I'm going with that. And, that would be kind of cool here in an apartment too. They have plenty of room. All right, so just kind of checking things over, seeing what I liked, realized that the poor kitty didn't have a litter box, so I added that in, and then moved upstairs. So this one is another one that was actually a little more difficult to build than I thought, but not as hard as that first one, because you're not using the walkway behind the island like you were in the other build. So, however, this does not have a dishwasher, and I did put the dish rack in. It is sitting on the island counter, but, your sink is there. It's not on the other side of the kitchen, so it works. It's a good storyline. I also decided in this apartment they liked red, and I had to decorate this with absolutely no artwork at all. That was my challenge for this one, is I said no artwork. So there is no artwork in this apartment. And it actually was a little bit easier than I thought it would be. I'm going to say this person's kind of minimal. I mean, they have a little bit of kitchen clutter, but not a whole lot. And I think I pulled it off pretty well. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this one with the no artwork build here. I just thought it was a challenge because, I had to think outside of the box on decorations. Now, that being said, there is very minimal, I don't go crazy decorating the walls with other stuff or anything. But again, the thought with these, especially these top two apartments, was these are the cheap ones. And I know normally your top ones are the more expensive because, you don't hear anybody. But I'm going with you're the farthest from the pool. Okay. And this, this is the Get Famous world where it's hot, right? I don't know. That was my mindset, okay? They have to walk further to the pool and up all those stairs. And as somebody who lives in a second floor apartment now, those stairs can be fun when you're moving, especially. So yeah. All right. So I also went with a mix of stuff. This is stuff this guy just got from yard sales. So most of his furnishings are, picture them as used, not brand new. I know we can't do that in The Sims. I wish we could. That would be so fun that you could be like, in the for rent pack anyway, be like, these are used, like, or something. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, that's the mindset with this. So he has a mixture of things. So we're going to say, though, the bed set came all together. Like, he got that at one garage sale. And then he had this dresser that came in. And that was from something else. And that type of thing. And yes, I pictured a guy in here. Again, either or. All my builds are really either or. But I have to have somebody to build for. So if you're new to this channel, I create clients and I build for them. So, apartments, I do it too. I was trying not to because I'm like, well, they'd be empty and you're not going to necessarily have somebody in there. But if I'm actually decorating them like somebody lives in them, which is kind of what you have to do with the for rent pack, I got to have a client. So, I love this kitchen layout. I struggled with it. I'm not saying it was easy, but I don't normally build this type of a kitchen, and I think it turned out really cool. I also am not a huge fan of walking into your dining room, but I've been trying to do that more because I know that is kind of a trend now. More builders are doing that. And people like it. So I'm trying to mix it up. So I put the dining room by the door eventually. And the living room is over on this side. And I'm going with a woman in this apartment. She likes more neutral stuff. There is artwork. And, so it, Zen feel is what I went for in this apartment. Maybe like a chic Zen or something. But I think it looks really cool. I like it. I would live in this apartment. Who knows? I might move a Sim into this apartment because I am putting this in my world. I know I talked a little bit about there's going to be a couple of different apartment buildings I put on this lot. The next one I'm going to make a little more traditional. Like it's a old house that was here. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, but it'll happen eventually. I just thought the modern seems to be what more people are looking for. They seem to be the builds that get downloaded the most, and I want my builds to be played in. I'm not one to build them just for show. That being said, I am doing that custom content one, but I am going to get all the content I use listed. Well, I'm hoping Better Build Buy will do it for me. I haven't had any luck with that yet, so I'm going to attempt to keep track of all the custom content I use so that you guys can download that for those of you who can and go from there. All right, so I realized at this point I forgot to decorate the patio for, my guy over there. So I started going back and forth and then realized, no, I can't because it's going to be different. It'd be okay if it was going to be similar stuff going in, but it was going to be different. So here I decided that, she's the Zen, so she's going to have a yoga mat outside. And, just a nice little patio area there with a dining table. So here, I really didn't know what I wanted to do here. I'd already done a gaming room or gaming table down below, but I decided, you know what, this guy likes to entertain, so we're going to give him the, big for rent grill, some candles, and a table. All right, so just finishing up a few things, and we are almost done with this build. I do really like it. And I hope if you guys download it that you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed building it. As I said, I am putting this in my worlds. I'm not sure I'm going to play with it right away, but I might. Not sure what I'm going to do with my sim between graduating, college and the farm. I don't want to move her right into a farm. And yeah, she's going to college. But yeah, that's my plan. So, all right, I'm just adding in some lighting and we are pretty much done with this. Yeah, I think it turned out really cute. And I absolutely love that it's this more modern. It's, it's just fun. All right, we're going to go through some pictures. There's quite a few of them, and I will be right back. All right, I do hope you enjoyed this build. I really enjoyed doing it and spending the last almost hour with you guys. All right, new one next Friday. And I hope you'll join me for it, as I'm really excited to share that one with you. All right, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week. Bye now.